My number one strategy for health and weight loss by far is to consume a large, colorful salad each and every day. In this video, I'm going to break down my weekly salad making formula so you can make these beautiful, delicious salads right at home. So the foundation of your salad is obviously greens, but including a variety of these different greens is really beneficial. Greens are actually the most nutrient-dense food on the planet, so the more you can incorporate these into your meals, the better off you're going to be. Particularly those types of greens that are open-leafed, so they actually collect the most sunlight. So these are things like kale and beet greens, turnip greens, mustard greens, spinach, arugula, all the different varieties that aren't tightly packed into a little package, like cabbage or romaine or endive. Those are all going to be slightly less nutritious than the ones that are nice and open-leaved. But if you're batching your greens, so you're only making one large salad once or twice per week, then you want to choose the heartiest greens you can get your hands on. So the first thing you want to do is check the expiration date. Make sure it is as far back as you can possibly get it. But second, there are definitely some more hardy greens than others. So things like romaine or cabbage or arugula, bok choy, napa cabbage, these are all going to last much longer, even after they're cut and prepared and ready to be eaten. So things that aren't so helpful to put in batch salads are things like spring mix. Any of those really thin lettuces are going to go bad much more quickly than those more hardy greens. And the hardy greens provide such a wonderful crunch that I cannot get enough of. If you're also batching your salads, you want to look for things like condensation inside of the container that you buy your greens in, and obviously any wiltage or spoiling of the leaves. But if you are making your salad every day, then feel free to grab whatever kind of greens you want. Just make sure you're varying these at least week by week, because there's so much different nutrition that you can get from each different kind of variety of green. The next thing you want to include in your salads are things like cruciferous veggies. These are packed with vitamins and minerals, particularly A, C, E, and K, folate, fiber. They have anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, which reduces cellular damage and improves DNA repair. These even reduce your risk of developing cancer later in life. So what the heck is a cruciferous vegetable? So these are things like arugula and kale, bok choy, Brussels sprouts, and yes, the traditional broccoli and cauliflower. The next item I typically add to my salad are non-leafy vegetables. So things like peppers or jicama or beets, celery, carrots, cucumbers, tomatoes. These provide a variety of additional phytochemicals and nutrients, as well as antioxidants, among other things. But there are so many, we can't discuss each of them in this video. As long as you're getting a variety, you know you're getting the most out of your meals. Something else I always try to include in my salads are sprouts. Sprouts are so beneficial to your health, particularly broccoli sprouts. So these are really just the germinated seed. They're very young plants, so they're at the peak of their nutrient profile. There is a wide variety of sprouts. You can even grow them at home. But the one I've learned time and time again holds the most food contamination is alfalfa sprouts. So these may hold things like E. coli or salmonella or even listeria. So you don't have to steer clear of them 100% of the time, just be wary of that. Another great addition to add to your salads are mushrooms, and this is any kind of mushroom, shiitake, oyster, whatever your pleasure. Mushrooms are adaptogenic, which means that they hold benefits like increasing energy and brain function, they balance hormones while reducing effects of stress, they improve immune function, they're full of nutrients, and they support weight loss. What more could you possibly want out of your food? Make sure you give this video a like if you enjoyed that tip. Shiitake is thought to be the most nutritious if I were to choose one, but just be wary that all mushrooms should be lightly cooked. When we eat them raw, they've actually shown a slight carcinogenic response, but in literary reviews, it's shown that that's about a 10% increase in your risk of getting some kind of cancer. So take it for what it's worth. This next one is definitely one of my favorites, and that is the onion family. These have an array of health benefits. They improve the biofilm of the intestinal tract to actually improve absorption and assimilation of nutrients. They hold flavonoids, they're antibacterial, they support heart, bone, and gut health, and they're so flavorful. If you are trying to get off some kind of salt in your diet, it's really helpful to use things from the allium family. So things like the garlic, the onions, shallots, all those types of foods are going to kind of mimic that salty flavor. Now, of course, you want to add your dressings and your seasonings. So these can be one and the same, but I always keep them separate just because it is one less step that I have to do because I make all my own food. So vinegar tends to be the most conducive to weight loss. This has a number of different health benefits, but it also reduces AMPK, which allows for that additional weight loss support. You can also use things like lemons, limes, fruit juice, hummus, salsa, pico de gallo. If you want more information on the different kinds of dressings you can use, I'll link a video here. And then for the seasonings, you can also use things like garlic powder and onion powder, cumin, cayenne pepper, red pepper flakes, all-purpose seasonings, whatever you're in the mood for at that point in time. I use mustard a lot of the time with my balsamic. It just goes so well together. And there are numerous health benefits that come with eating fresh or dried herbs and spices. So again, variety is key. Just getting a little something different each time. Last but not least, you want to add your starch. These are things like beans, lentils, split peas, potatoes, sweet potatoes, squash. You can even use things like soups and chili, or like I mentioned before, hummus. These are going to be the bulk of your calories because the rest of the meal may add up to about 100 calories. So the overall bulk of your calories are going to be coming from this small portion of starch. This also provides a source of satiety so you're not hungry an hour after you finish your meal. So the last thing I want to talk about is storage and preparation. I personally do not have time to make salad each and every day unless I'm on vacation. It is quite the luxury to be able to make a fresh, delicious salad every day. And honestly, when I'm on vacation, that's all I eat. I eat probably 2 a day. It's such a wonderful way of getting in all your micronutrition. There really is no other way to make sure you're getting all those micronutrients without incorporating a large salad into your daily regimen. 6 to 9 cups is typically recommended per day. So this is my strategy. This is a 40-cup container that holds plenty of my salad. So this will last me typically 7 to 8 days. Now, as you can see, I have my cruciferous with the cabbage as well as some arugula in there. I try to throw some fresh herbs in, but this time I don't have any. There's also the peppers and the onions, the jicama. There's some kale. Here's my broccoli sprouts. I know it's hard to believe, but this tastes almost just as good on the 7th day as it does on the 1st day. And I've already dug into it a little bit. We are so unlikely to eat a salad every day if it's not pre-prepped for us. Yes, it does take me quite a bit of time to do this every week, but once you've got it done, it's done. It usually takes about an hour and a half to accomplish everything from start to finish with cleanup and, the grocery shopping and all that. Oh, one more thing. So I'm sure you noticed I put a towel on top of my salad. This actually helps to collect the condensation that builds in the salad while it sits in the refrigerator. So you just open it up, clean off the accumulating condensation. Make sure you have a nice fresh towel in there and put it back in the fridge. And your salad stays good all week long. Again, unless you use things like spring mix. When I use spring mix, those really fine leafy lettuces, those go bad so fast. So you have to be really careful and keep them super well maintained. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're finding these videos helpful. To learn my exact strategy for implementing this huge salad every week, I will link that video here, and I will catch you guys in the next one.